Christine's presentation will help you discover the transformation powers of etiquette in both professional and personal settings. She will share insightful experiences that have shaped this journey, including the need for etiquette skills in the working world. The Polished Message Etiquette Program, PME, was born from her office efforts to teach these etiquette skills to her own children and to the subsequent recognition of its importance in professional environment. And her sponsor, her mentor, her coach in this is one of the very special members of District 12's leadership team, Rosalind Carter, past district governor and past regional advisor. So she has achieved some great things, and I'm sure she'll continue for years to come.
Yes.
All right, Roz. You can do the introduction.
Thank you, Tom. Hello, everyone, and hello, this beautiful lady.
Thank you.
She has a special presentation tonight. My friend, Christine FERRERA. Would you like to be more confident and charismatic in everyday situations and create a better impression for yourself and your organization? Etiquette is not just about which fork to use or not putting your elbows on the table while eating. It's about first impressions and how you present yourself. From tips shared in her session, you'll be able to feel more confident in real-world situations. A seasoned etiquette trainer and creator of the Polished Message Method, etiquette coach and trainer Christine FERRERA is passionate about teaching practical skills through experiential learning and hands-on techniques. As an instructor at the Inland Empire Institute of Business and Technology, she teaches an online etiquette course, personal and professional lifestyle, as a 30-day Skill Up badge program sponsored by Microsoft. Over the past decade, Christine has coached and trained for numerous organizations, including the Mayor's Youth Advisory Council. The Fontana Chamber of Commerce awarded Christine their 2022-2023 Ambassador of the Year Award for exceptional hospitality and leadership. With this session on mastering the etiquette effect, the art of professional presence, please let's all give a warm welcome to Christine FERRERA.
Thank you so much. May I give you a hug?
Oh, yes, yes.
Hello, everyone. Recently, I read an article or several articles because employment and the workspace has become front and center. SHRM did an article on 60% of the HR employees believe that etiquette plays a role in employment and allows the person to navigate their space effectively and have great communication skills. The second one I read, this one was even more powerful. It was done by the University of Notre Dame. They said 88% of the people that can actually implement etiquette techniques, they are more effective in the workplace. There was a time in my life when I was a little girl, way back there, we had a special Aunt Thelma Tatum who wanted us to go everywhere, do everything, and be the best person we can be. We have a tendency to not always want to go. However, we did. Have you ever experienced a time like that or something similar where you were encouraged to go, but you really didn't want to go? Raise your hand and say if you are. Awesome. I have company. As life went on, in 1981, I married my dance partner. I enjoy dancing. It makes you move and whine and dine and have a good old time dancing. We had 3 boys. We still have 3 boys. That's funny. And the oldest one after college, he went into the working world and he came home, Mom, why? Why are the behaviors in the workplace the way they are? I said to him, and what are you going to do about it? I gave it right back to Michael Jr. And he said, Mom, I will write a book and I will help them. This book right here, The Perfect Gentleman's Pocket Guide. Allow me to rephrase, or maybe I'll just read it. On page 46, it says, FERRERA Fresh Tip. Get an additional handkerchief to serve as the one you will use because the one in the front of your jacket is for style. And we'll talk about style today too. As he embarked on this book, more doors opened for us. And in today's synopsis, you will hear about 3 components of the Polish Message Etiquette program, which was birthed after we saw the need to help change the tapestry. Because of those first words you heard me talk about, especially those. And it gives me hope to know that there's hope somewhere because the community of the business world is realizing the importance of it. In the 3 synopsis, communication, which is how we connect with each other. Image/style, how we present ourselves. Present ourselves being present and presentable. It doesn't matter where you go, we must be presentable and be present in the moment so we can deliver our message. Number 3, which is a comprehensive etiquette. Tonight, we'll only talk about a small bit of it so you can get an idea what I do, when I do it, and how I do it. How I teach etiquette for each other so that they can have a better performance in their workplace. Let's start with number 1, communication. We're always talking. We've been talking since the day we found our voices. However, as we grow older and we get among our friends, we tend to pick up slangs. As we pick up slangs, we tend to want to take it into the workplace and use the same language we talk with a buddy in the boardroom. Let me share a story with you. What if you're the entrepreneur of your company and you have a board meeting that day, you show up. And then someone remembered that you have a project that you're doing. They turn to you and they say, Jennifer, how is that project coming along? Do you have time to run to your office and get your notes? Perhaps not. So you must tap into your resource and deliver that message succinctly so the person can understand what you're saying. Think about using 50, 20 words. And of those 20 words, you said, you know, like, so. And then you start all over. You know, like so. Process that for a minute. Did the receiver understand what you delivered? Or did they just walk away and say, what did she say? We must be mindful of delivering our messages. The way you want to do that for yourself, slow down. Pause. Take a breath. And deliver your message. Number 2, your image and your style. We have choices. You choose wisely because everyone is watching. And especially if you are now entering into the working world where you finish college, where you're a college person, you had fun, you learned what you need to do. However, now you're going into the working world. How do we meander around that? How do we deliver our message? How do we present ourselves and be presentable? If and when you go into that interview, know where you're going, how you are going to get there, and who you're going to be speaking with. If they do not offer you a chair, then you kindly ask, may I sit there? However, take a moment to wait until you are offered a chair. Avoid walking into the room assuming anything, that this is where you want to be seated, because they might bring other people in that will be part of the interview. Number 3, my favorite part, the etiquette component. However, it's challenging using the etiquette in the right perspective when we're not delivering our message. We need to know where we're going to the restaurant, what happens at the restaurant, how do we make a reservation, who do we talk with? Or you are the owner of that company and there is a gala that you were invited to. Galas are fun. We go to them, you got there, and we looked at the invite. We then looked at the color scheme, and we make choices so that we present the image we want the other person to be comfortable with. Etiquette is all about how we interact with each other. It's not something way out in La La Land. It's for all of us. We use it as we speak. We use it when someone's watching us. Someone is always watching. You might be looking for a promotion. You've been asking for it. Somebody's watching to see if you are the candidate for that promotion. And now they ask you to attend this gala because the person that made the arrangements now can't go. And now they have tapped you to represent the company. Are you able to do that? Are you ready to say yes? Because you have the skills. You know how to navigate that dining table. So you go. There's a networking component. They may have finger foods. And we eat finger foods with our finger, correct? However, I suggest, and I highly suggest, that when you're networking for your business or at this gala event before the main dinner, hold your plate in the right hand like this and eat with your left fingers so that someone walks up to you that's been waiting to see you and they go, hi, and they reach out with your plate. Now you can switch it over and now you can give a non-greasy handshake. Web to web, clasp, 1, 2, 3 pumps. Release. one of the same reasons we wear our name badges on the right. So if you're at that gala and they offer you a name badge, remember to place it on your right upper chest. We tend to want to place it on your left because it's easier. We're right-handed and we go like this. Take the effort to put it here so that when you introduce yourself, they can read it and call you by the name you would like to be called, not one someone made up for you. Now you're at the table. You finish your networking event. You saw that beautiful steak, nice marble steak, baked potato, and some beautiful green vegetables. Took a few bites. Oh, yes, it's delicious. Enjoying it. However, the person you want to talk with or the reason they sent you there was sitting right next to you. And your conversation was amazing. And you got so involved in that conversation that, oh my goodness. Before you know it, you turned around and your steak was gone. Do you want to know why? Would you like to know why they took your plate away? I even brought tools for you. Here's your dinner plate. And your neighbor is next door to you. You spoke to her, and you spoke to her, and you had a great conversation. Because now, remember, you were tapped to go there, and there are lots of points you must remember. You must give a report on the way back. So you got to be mindful. When you accidentally place your utensils, both your knife and your fork together at 5 o'clock on your plate, the wait staff will walk around, notice that you're finished. What we do speaks very loud. If it's at 5 o'clock, it's an indication that you are finished eating. So they come by and they take your plate. No matter if there's food on it. Who wants to know how to prevent it? Okay, here we go. Knife and fork. And I have mine in my right hand and my left hand because my dominant hand is right. If your dominant hand is left, then you will probably have the reverse. And with that, when you are attending an event, one of the points I want to encourage you to do is ask your host or share with your host that you're left-handed so they can place you in the right position at the table. Because if you're not sitting in the right place, you're going to have an elbow action with your neighbor. And it's our responsibility to speak up. Once you get that invite and you know where you're going, ask them nicely. The way we prevent our food from going taken away from us because we're resting. Imagine you're rowing a boat. Place your utensils, your knife and your fork at 5 and 8 on the plate. Five and 8 o'clock. And now you can talk as long as you want because you have tips to get, notes to take, and a message to deliver when you get back to the office. So we're not going to do this, right? And continue to talk. We will do this one. so that your host or the person that's serving you at the table will know you are resting or you are finished. At the dinner table, if you are asked to pass me the salt, please, pass both salt and pepper. And let's have this other tip. This, I have a box. Let's do the box. Ready for the box? I have this toolbox, etiquette toolbox. And I normally have you pick out a knife. When we reach for the knife, most people think this is what kind of knife? The what knife? There you go. The butter knife. I'm here to share with you that the shorter one is your butter knife. Haha, I lost it. Okay. I'll share the butter knife with you. When I teach the children, we play games. And we show all the toys. It's a shorter one. I can't find it. Let's move on. Either way, I have it right here.
It fell.
I have it on my table. This is the butter knife. Let's put this back. So this is your entree knife, your dinner knife, not your butter knife. And this is your butter knife. Look at the shape. It's nice and flat. When we use our butter knife, we take a tab of the butter and place it on your butter plate, your bread plate. It's the same size, the same one I used to demonstrate your networking food eating. So it's the same size because all your plates have different size. They have different purpose. You place your butter knife here, and this is how you butter your bread before you bite into it, and you never have to go back and use the same knife, not the dinner knife. Etiquette is for everyone. We use it every day. If this is your first time being introduced to etiquette, just know you too can do this. You may have seen Lisa Nichols at last year's convention. I remember watching her when she was working in her closet. Well, let's do it this way, because she had a tiny closet. And then when I saw her at the international convention, I was so happy to see her progress. Etiquette is for everyone and anyone. You can do this. My favorite movie, The Sound of Music, she talked about Julie Andrews. Let's start at the first beginning. You can do this too. You have your sheet with your note-taking sheet. There's a QR code on that sheet. Feel free to scan it. It will come directly to me, and I will be able to offer you a complimentary 20-minute session tailored specifically for you. Remember your communication component, your image component, and etiquette, which is a comprehensive. My pleasure.